Now, obviously, there has been a new trailer release called Batman the Ninja, and this is actually one of the most hyped movies of 2018, including me as well. However, the animation on it is actual anime. That actually keeps me very hyped because I have never seen a Batman animation like this before. So I am going to actually talk about certain characters, not all of the characters, only the certain characters that interested me the most, and I also make theories who can actually be playing them, considering the actors has not been announced yet. So please like, comment, and subscribe, and please enjoy the video, and I'll talk to you guys later. Peace. Now, before we get into anything, the most initial complaint I have about this movie is Batman's suit. Now, the movie is called Batman the Ninja, but if you take a look at the suit right over here, it kind of looks like he's a samurai rather than a ninja. This is kind of weird because samurai usually out in the field actually like a running gun, but only with a sword. But ninjas are perfectly stealth assassins like Batman himself. So I kind of find it a bit weird that the artist would make a samurai outfit rather than an actual ninja outfit. But then again, it is a pretty good looking outfit, and I actually really do like it. But I just really wish he gave him a ninja look. It's just a bit disappointing in my opinion. Also, what I like to say is, when Batman first was alive is in this universe, I mean, look at his suit. This suit does actually not match with the ancient temple of the Japanese theme. So this leads me to actually think that he traveled to a different dimension somehow. That explains why was he so lost when he first alive in the middle of the city. And that actually does explain a lot. But why did he actually get the mantle of being the samurai? Why did he knew about the Joker? And obviously in this movie they're going to explain the whole thing because it's DC, they explain everything. And I'm actually very hyped to see what happened to him and how he traveled through this. And I am pretty hyped for this movie, and actually it would be nice to actually see what's been going on. Now, what really keeps me off is who will be playing the Dark Knight. In Batman's lifetime, he has been voiced by amazing actors such as Kevin Conroy and Roger Craig Smith, and I'm actually very curious who will be playing him. And the director has not announced who is the cast of this anime, such as Batman Ninja. Don't know why it wasn't just called Batman the Samurai. Sounds way cooler. But seriously, they have not announced who will be voicing any of the characters inside the anime, so I'll be saying a theory who would be playing Batman or who will be playing the Joker. And yeah, let's get into it. Now, my first theory has to think is Roger Craig Smith. Roger Craig Smith has played Batman in Batman Origins. Now, that game wasn't the perfect Arkham series game, but it actually was a pretty decent game, and his performance kept the game alive. Obviously, this game was not developed by Rocksteady Studios. In fact, it was developed by WE Montreal, and they wanted a younger voice for Batman, so they casted him. He plays a more darker, more angrier, and macho Batman, and he actually did a flat-out good job. And not to mention, he does a pretty good young voice of him as well. Considering, yes, the previous Arkham Asylum series actually had the voice of Kevin Conroy, and obviously his performance was pretty good. But I actually did like Roger Craig Smith's performance a bit better than his. No offense to all you geeks out there, calm down. But seriously, if I had to actually direct this movie, I would act for him. Now, my second choice would have to be Bruce Greenwood. Bruce Greenwood is also no stranger when it came to DC. He has played Batman in Under the Red Hood. He has also played Batman in the universe Young Justice. But this actor is pretty good when he actually does when he has the voice of Batman. Not to mention, he has also played Batman in Jack the Ripper, Gotham by Gaslight. Now, he plays a more sophisticated, more depressed Batman. He doesn't really talk too much, and even if he does, he has some kind of a whisper at sometimes. And on top of that, he is much better than the New 52 voice because his voice is actually boring. Unlike his is more interesting and more sophisticated, and that's what I really like about his performance. And if I had to choose a second voice for Batman, it would be him. Now let's get Batman on the way. Let's move on to the Joker. The Joker suit actually looks pretty good with the bright, colorful purple mixed with red and white and green. Actually matches his characterization and his craziness all in one. So pretty good design on his costume, but however, his face is actually ugly. Not the type of ugly like in the good type of ugly like in the New 52. I mean the type of ugly like you just want to see it once and never look back. I think they were going for a more Heath Ledger look Joker, but unfortunately that didn't actually work out because this whole Joker actually is pretty funny looking in my opinion. I think they try to make him look too scary in my opinion. Whatever happened to the classic Joker like back in the animated series or back in Justice League played by Mark Campbell? But now this actually is pretty bad. Now, obviously, I don't hate a terrifying Joker. I actually adore the new 52 Joker. Really, his design, his costume, his face looks amazing. And I'm really glad DC actually managed to knock it out of the park with the Joker in the new 52. However, I just don't like this Joker in my opinion. Sorry about that. It just looks bad it just looks very bad. Now, I understand if you like it or not, but I just find it weird. The animation on his face just doesn't mix with any of the costumes. His smile doesn't match. It just looks weird, and I am very disappointed by the Joker design. Okay, we're talking too bad about the Joker. We gotta talk about good stuff about him. First of all, his performance actually is pretty good. In the trailer, he actually nails the laugh like Mark Campbell's, and he actually has the true insanity of the Joker. So you might be asking, who might be playing him? Well, if I had to guess, it has to be Troy Baker. This is mostly because Troy Baker is no stranger when it came to DC. He has played Joker back in Batman Origins, he has played Two-Face in the Arkham series, and he actually has played Batman in the Lego Batman game. However, I didn't really like his performance as much, but we're not going to go into details on that. I actually really do like it. It actually seems like a real, actual functioning Joker. It seems like something like a new 52 Joker if we ever had the animated movie on him. And this actually is pretty good, and I actually really do like his performance, and that's what keeps me hyped to see him. Also, I better explain that I don't even know Troy Baker actually plays this Joker. I actually said at the beginning of that sentence. However, I am just making theories saying who might be playing him. For all we know, it could be a brand new actor added to the new DC universe. I'm just making theories saying who could it be. So yeah, don't actually think it might be Troy Baker. It might be. There's a possible ability on that, but I'm just saying who could it be. I did the exact same thing for Batman, so don't think it can actually be Troy Baker. Just saying that. Now let's talk about the real good stuff. Let's get to Bane. Bane's design actually looks actually good. I didn't never thought about Bane being this kind of animation before, but my god, I am so happy they did. The fact that I have never thought about Bane being a sumo wrestler actually is pretty funny, considering in the comics and video games, Bane is actually really buff, a big tall man that Batman managed to actually beat hand-to-hand combat. That makes it very interesting. However, in this version, Bane is actually a sumo wrestler. He's actually overweight. However, look behind him. What are those pipes for? Keep in mind, this is ancient Japan, so there wasn't type of science or engineering to make this type of stuff. So how did he get his hands on it? Well, that actually leads me to actually think this is a Joker sent by the same Batman from their dimensions. In this dimension, Joker probably had some tech on him, and he actually advanced it, and he took over Bane by giving him the Titan. Or some of the villains fell through the same portal that Batman did, and they all came to the same universe. This leads to me to actually think this led to Bane still having the Titan onto him, and actually him creating more. Now, this can't be the case, but I can't imagine what could it be. Until we actually see what is it in the movie, this is the theory I have now, so I'm really hyped to see Bane. Now let's get to the real exciting stuff. Who is playing Harley Quinn? But before we get into that, let's take a look at her costume. Her costume is actually brilliant. Like the Joker's, it actually matches her characterization and sanity all into one. And I actually really do like it. I like how it's more darker and not as bright as the previous costume we've seen Harley Quinn used. But otherwise, it actually is a very good costume, and it actually is perfectly designed. Now that we talked about her costume, let's get into detail who could actually be playing this character. Bearing in mind, this is actually not a guarantee. This is actually just a theory of mine who could actually be playing Harley Quinn. Now, my first theory had to be Tara Strong. Tara Strong is actually no stranger when it comes to DC. She has played Harley Quinn back in all of the Arkham series games all the way to the end, such as Arkham Knight. Without her performance, the series would not be as interesting or as funny. How her character brought true comedy, such as the Joker brought true comedy, but he was always taken seriously when it came to the audience. Not with the same with Harley Quinn. She actually has brought a smile to the fans' faces during a whole long time. However, she is not the original voice for Harley Quinn, as the original voice of Harley Quinn is actually someone else. Now, if this was me in charge of this movie, I would actually pick her, because her voice is actually phenomenal. Now, my second choice had to be Margot Robbie. Margot Robbie is no stranger when it comes to DC, how she played Harley Quinn in the new 52 live-action Suicide Squad. Though the movie was a complete flack, her performance was actually pretty good. This was the performance of Harley Quinn that fans have been asking for decades, and how she nailed it out of the park with her actual look, the voice, everything people actually wanted to in Harley Quinn, and actually was pretty interesting. And not the fact that people are actually thinking she want her to actually play her in the new season 3 of Young Justice. This actually does lead me to actually think this would not be the last time we'll be seeing her performance as Harley Quinn. And if I had to guess, this actually could be her. Now that's going to be the end of the list. I hope you guys actually really did enjoy. The only reason I didn't actually talk about most of the people inside the movie, because trust me, there's a lot. The only reason because I actually wanted to talk about certain characters that interest me the most, and certain agendas that actually bothered me or actually interest me to actually see this movie. And I hope I actually inspired you guys to actually go see it, because it actually is a very good movie. And in fact, if you like to see the trailer, I'll leave a link in the description below if you wish to go see it. And yeah, I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.